In a way, using this thing is like back in the days when we had to take our film to Photomat and get it developed. And I think I bumped it on one of them yesterday, and shut it off, and I didn't know I'd shut it off. So I have to mow. So I had already taken pictures of this to show you Denny. This came from Denver. I met a guy, and I can't believe it. I think actually this car hasn't been out since 2013. You see it has the seat out of it. But I met a guy, I flew to, it probably was Craigslist, and I flew to Denver to the airport parking lot and met this guy and drove this thing away. But see, the thing is, this barely used mower, probably more than I think. Let's see, I got to get this thing out. I hate doing this as far as, I have to do it. I can only let it go so long. And yeah, it's got a fucking flat tire. You had a situation with my sister-in-law and a compressor and working for Kenny, and I have an original M-Glow compressor here that I bought brand new, probably back in the 80s, and the tank has sprung a leak, but oh God. So I need to get air in a tire. I need to get air out there out of a vessel. I don't think I have enough. And I have one of those tanks. But God only knows. I was thinking for a minute, like getting air out, if I took a tire out there, if I could transfer air out of a tire into the tire. I'll bet you there's a way I can do. Oh, I mean, and so then you start debating, okay, what might be the quickest way to do this? Can I convert a tire? Is there something else? You need to think about it for a minute. Now, up at the farm, I have a semi with an air. Well, I have a couple trucks with air compressors there. That's part of their. So there's a red tank. So now I decide, okay, for a moment I thought, well, I'm going to have to drive up the farm because I drive up there 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. I usually give up at 3. Bags. This is one project I was working on, is because these all had vets. So I'm going to come up with almost like a comb looking thing is what I'm thinking right now, where I can wash these bags and set them to dry. And if I had a minute, I could convert perhaps a propane tank into, but I'm not going to make a tank. This I'm converting from 3-phase to single phase. This is the air, and this is going to be part of the studio. And you know, it's so long that it might have been in the house, the red tank. And I have just started to clean out the foundation, at least the what would be the crawl space area. There's a basement area too that I'm trying to hang on to and not fill in. Wow, I haven't seen that for a long time. I wonder why that is. And then sometimes I just give up and drive up, you know, because there's the thing like, I don't know how many repairs I've made by buying a tool instead of hiring someone and being able, that's part of what happens is, I remember I brought, never mind with that, but you know, it's like, okay, I'm going to have to do this probably more times than not. I might as well just buy the tool and own it. Like this, for instance. $400. It's a $1,200 tool, and this will do my McPherson struts or whatever. Which, okay, so, and $1,200 new. I found that for $400. And so like Denny out here and these other things, but what's happened is they've actually made them so where you just replace the strut and the shock absorber. So it's just funny how stuff goes obsolete. And that's true of a lot of things I have, is that when I finally bought them, it no longer mattered. Like there's a compactor over there that I bought, the whacker thing up there, if you could see it, and that thing has never gotten used or hardly used from the time I bought it, because I gradually moved out of that business or whatever, and it's still sitting there but it's a Honda. I changed the engine and put a new Honda. That thing will start. Hondas are the best engines, I swear. You need to watch the video. I'm God. I bet he follows me everywhere. Yeah, there's my boy. He's my boy, isn't he? Yeah, he's my boy. Where's Lucy? Aren't you going to pick on Lucy? I bet. You know, you got an awfully squeaky voice for a man. Okay, am I going to convert a tire into an air vessel? Is there anything else? Every spring, this one tire is flat. And I checked it with soapy water. So if I try to move it, it's liable to come off the rim. Oh, fuck. See, I'm going to put a shed roof off. The compressor is going to go up there outside. Will gain me some space. This skid steer needs to go up on a lift. It's got a bad hydraulic. Okay, so see, I'll be amazed sometimes. I'll run across where I got 2 or 3 or something and didn't know I had forgotten I had one already. That happened a lot with the smaller tools. The bigger stuff usually I remember, but there's a lift. There was a single pole lift. There's Livia. Single pole lift in this building. I probably already told you. Claudia's always going, okay, this is the 1,000th time you've told me this story. Fuck. There's a single pole lift in this building already. And they demonize these lifts about being dangerous and stuff. But I started seeing where those two pole lifts have fallen over. And that's the thing about the floor. But you can only see it. There's a, and I think if I blow air into it, there would have been a control in here. Anyway, like I said, I probably told you already, like Claudia had an auction and they sold off the compressor and the control stuff. So all there is a lift and there's somewhere to put air in it. So when I get this cleared off in here, I'm going to see if I can blow air in that thing and see if I can get it up, get it to rate. So I would have to try to figure out how to adapt to that filler and get air back out of this tire. Wow. That's all it takes? I didn't think it would be that. Okay. I'm so proud of these. $30 for a pair of these. I just got these. I almost spent $70 at Napa, so, well, maybe about 40, but I don't know if you can see. I got these off of eBay. These are the best ones of all. With the sight glass in here, it says U.S. government on it. I couldn't tell from the ad that I was going to get both of them for the money. But even at 40, it was half of, or you know, it was better than. And I can't explain why the thing at from Napa, I ended up taking it back. You know, the thing that's nice about the Napa stores now, or all stores, is they take shit back. Like even electronic stuff, I took a bunch of electronic stuff back. Trying to get that white car going, I thought it needed a fuel pump. So I had about $500 in parts that I was able to take back. FCST WPFF. Okay, so we got to do some reverse engineering here so we can get pressure, air out of that tire into the, which would be this. And I just learned a couple weeks ago that they make two kinds of tip. There's two kinds of outlets. I'm not going to explain it, but one lets the air out, one doesn't, whether you have to have it pushed on or something. And I had the wrong tip on my my filler. The two things I just showed you, I have another thing. But when you, like, it won't let the air out when you release the trigger, which is the wrong tip. And then the reason I took the one back to Napa was because they have decided that instead of using the universal pipe thread on everything, they've gone to something, it's that straight thread with the rubber O-ring, so these don't, it's like, well, why would they do that? Why would they make it that you can't change the tip on the, can't alter the, because I like the straight tip as opposed to the angle tip thing. I like to push straight on. Yeah, and I think by accident that if I put this onto the pipe thread part of it, it's going to hold the air in until I push it on the truck. And so just so you know, I don't know why it would ever mean anything to you, but there's a release and there's a non-release style of these. I don't know if you remember at Plant 2, I created a pipeline system so our hoses didn't keep getting burned up. And what happened was, I didn't really have a fail-safe. It would, so people didn't know how to use didn't understand how to make sure, like, open the valve before you push the trigger. Stand on the trigger. Because I tried to do what General Drainage did. But our pumps wouldn't, the pump down at the way down at the unit wouldn't, like, it would blow it apart up on the floor, on the catwalk. Before the machine pressure release would give. And so that idea was a failure. And I have something similar going on with our irrigation system up there, where I had a couple different valves to switch from one side to the other. And Claudia was in tears because like that's where she's gotten afraid to, and so I'm going to come up with a different system where we don't have valves. It's just everything's on, and I have, because I put an outdoor switch. There, see? There's no air coming out. But when I'll be damned. That didn't take too long to, okay, so now I don't know what kind of pressure I actually have in this tire. It feels like it's pretty good. And I don't have my, yeah, that ain't shit. I'm not sure if that's working good. Okay, so this is hilarious. I bet you have to figure shit out like this all the time. See, that's going to be your issue. That could be one of your issues with, like, you did make me. See, you're the man. You may not be the man. You may have a man that runs around and fixes all that shit for you. Okay. What am I doing? Stop talking and think. What was I doing? Oh, I'm trying to put more air in that tire. Here's my other filler. See, this is the less sophisticated one than that thing with the magnified interior. So, and this is the thing they changed the. Okay, so there, see? This works on that. This is this kind of. We should go to 40 maybe. Okay. Turn the compressor off because it leaks. Put this here so we don't forget to get it back in the car. Take the tire out to the mower trailer. Okay, so I mean, you may just get, I don't want it to come off the rim. It's calling